London, a city of history, grandeur and secrets. Beneath its stately facade, a hidden world thrives in the shadows. A world where fortunes are won and lost in the blink of an eye, and where danger lurks around every corner. It's a November evening, the rain falling in sheets as darkness descends upon the city. The air is thick with anticipation, a symphony of whispers carried on the wind. In an elegant mansion nestled in a quiet neighbourhood, a group of friends gather. They are the epitome of London's elite, their lives filled with opulence and privilege. But beneath their polished veneers lies a thirst for something more, a longing for excitement that their wealth cannot satisfy. They crave the thrill of the unknown, the adrenaline rush of living on the edge. Unbeknownst to the unsuspecting city, these seemingly ordinary individuals harbour a secret. They are the masterminds behind a series of audacious heists that have baffled authorities and captivated the world. Their exploits are whispered in hushed tones, a legend whispered in the shadows. They are the Syndicate, and they are about to embark on their most daring heist yet. The Jade Serpent is more than just a necklace. It's a legend whispered through generations. Crafted from the finest jade, gold and precious stones, it is said to possess an otherworldly beauty. Legend has it that the serpent's eyes, two flawless emeralds, hold the key to a secret that has been lost for centuries. Some believe it to be a map to a hidden treasure, while others whisper of a powerful ancient magic. The Syndicate, ever the opportunists, see the Jade Serpent as their ticket to unimaginable wealth and power. They have spent months meticulously planning its theft, studying its every detail and anticipating every obstacle. Their plan is intricate, a delicate dance of timing, skill and deception. Failure is not an option, for the stakes have never been higher. Meanwhile, in a dimly lit office above a bustling London street, a lone figure works late into the night. Laura Hunter, a private investigator known for her sharp mind and unwavering determination, has been hired to track down the Jade Serpent. She has built a career on solving the unsolvable, and she's not about to let this case be any different. Laura's instincts tell her that there's more to the Jade Serpent than meets the eye. She senses a hidden truth, a secret that someone is willing to kill for. As she delves deeper into her investigation, she uncovers a web of deceit and betrayal that reaches the highest levels of power. Sir Arthur, the enigmatic leader of the Syndicate, is a master manipulator. He moves through the world of wealth and privilege with an air of quiet authority. His mind is a steel trap, always calculating, always one step ahead. He has assembled a team of specialists, each chosen for their unique skills and unwavering loyalty. There's Zhao Hun, the tech genius who can hack any system with a few keystrokes. Xiao Wei Feng, his wife and partner in crime, is a master of disguise and infiltration. John Castler, the safecracker, can open any vault with a touch. And then there's Carl Zanus, the forger, who can replicate anything with uncanny precision. As the Syndicate prepares to make its move, Laura Hunter races against time to stop them. She is aided by her trusted associate, Tony Corsaro, a former thief with a conscience and a knack for electronics. Together, they must outwit the Syndicate and bring them to justice. The stage is set for a thrilling game of cat and mouse, a high-stakes battle of wits and cunning. As the rain continues to fall upon London, the fate of the Jade Serpent hangs in the balance. Whispers of the Syndicate's exploits echo through the shadowy underbelly of London's elite. Their legend had been forged in the fires of audacity, each heist a testament to their meticulous planning and flawless execution. Their names were spoken with a mixture of awe and fear, a testament to their ability to vanish into thin air, leaving no trace behind. Their first triumph, a daring raid on the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum in Boston, had sent shockwaves through the art world. The theft of priceless masterpieces, seemingly impossible to pull off, had cemented their reputation as a force to be reckoned with. Their success had been attributed to their meticulous planning, their ability to exploit security flaws with surgical precision. Then came the audacious theft of the Big Maple Leaf, a massive gold coin from the Bode Museum in Berlin. The sheer audacity of the crime, the weight of the coin itself, had left authorities baffled. It was as if they had vanished into thin air, leaving behind only whispers and speculation. The Syndicate had become a phantom, their existence felt but never truly grasped. And who could forget the Northern Bank robbery in Belfast, a meticulously planned operation that netted them millions? It was a brazen act, a display of sheer audacity that had shaken the city to its core. They had infiltrated one of the most secure facilities in the country, disappearing with the loot before the authorities even realized what had hit them. Each heist was a carefully orchestrated performance, leaving a trail of bewildered victims and frustrated law enforcement in their wake. The opulent suite at the Four Seasons Hotel was bathed in the warm glow of candlelight, the air thick with the aroma of aged brandy and the weight of anticipation. Sir Arthur, his face shrouded in shadows, addressed his assembled team. His voice, calm and measured, held a hint of excitement as he unveiled their next target, the Jade Serpent. For years, the Jade Serpent has been nothing more than a legend, a whisper in the corridors of history, Sir Arthur began, his voice barely a murmur. But now it is within our grasp. He laid out the details of the heist, his words painting a picture of intricate planning and daring execution. The Jade Serpent, a priceless artifact of the Ming dynasty, was not merely a necklace, it was a key. A key to a hidden vault beneath the Bank of London, a vault rumoured to contain untold riches amassed over centuries. It was a prize worthy of the Syndicate's ambition, a challenge that ignited their collective imagination. Sir Arthur detailed the Jade Serpent's journey from a private collection in Macau to the British Museum in London, where it was to be the centrepiece of a new exhibition. He spoke of their inside man, a disgruntled museum employee who would grant them access to the vault where the serpent was to be stored. He spoke of timings, of diversions, of exploiting weaknesses in the museum's security system. Each member of the Syndicate listened with rapt attention, their faces illuminated by the flickering candlelight, their minds already racing ahead, visualizing their roles in the grand scheme. Unbeknownst to the Syndicate, their every move was being monitored. In a nondescript office building, just a stone's throw from the bustling heart of London, Laura Hunter and Tony Corsaro listened intently to the grainy audio feed. The air crackled with tension as Sir Arthur's voice echoed through the small room, each word sending a chill down their spines. "They're good," Tony remarked, his fingers flying across the keyboard as he attempted to isolate the voices, to identify the players in this high-stakes game. Too good. He had a healthy respect for the Syndicate's abilities, their meticulous planning and their uncanny knack for staying one step ahead. Laura, her face a mask of concentration, studied the blueprints of the British Museum spread out on the table before her. She traced her fingers along the labyrinthine corridors, her mind working overtime, searching for weaknesses, for blind spots that the Syndicate might exploit. "They've never encountered anyone like us before," she said, her voice laced with quiet determination. They had been tracking the Syndicate for months, their investigation leading them down a twisted rabbit hole of shell corporations, offshore accounts and carefully constructed aliases. The deeper they delved, the more they realized that this was no ordinary band of thieves. The Syndicate was a hydra, its tentacles reaching into the highest echelons of power, its influence felt but never fully grasped. As Laura and Tony pieced together the puzzle, they began to uncover a conspiracy that ran deeper than they could have imagined. The Jade Serpent was more than just a priceless artifact. It was a pawn in a much larger game, a game with global implications. They were determined to expose the truth, but they knew that they were treading a dangerous path, a path that could lead them to their own destruction. The luxurious suite at the Four Seasons had transformed into a war room, Maps of the British Museum, blueprints of its security systems and aerial photographs were spread out on the table, each detail scrutinised, each angle assessed. Sir Arthur, ever the strategist, addressed his team, his voice a low murmur that commanded attention. "The Jade Serpent is more than just an object, it is a symbol," he began, his gaze sweeping across the faces of his assembled team. "Its theft will be a testament to our prowess, a statement to the world that we are not to be trifled with." His words hung in the air, heavy with the weight of ambition and the implicit threat of consequences for failure. He laid out his plan with meticulous detail, his voice a steady cadence that instilled confidence in his team. The operation would unfold in stages, a carefully choreographed dance of diversion, deception, and technological prowess. Each member had a specific role to play, their individual skills interlocking like cogs in a well-oiled machine. Zhao Hun, the tech wizard, would be their eyes and ears inside the museum's security system. His task was to disable surveillance cameras, manipulate motion sensors, and create a window of opportunity for the team to move undetected. Xiao Wei-feng, a master of disguise, would utilize her skills to gain access to restricted areas, her movements a study in calculated anonymity. Every detail, from the timing of the heist to coincide with a high-profile charity gala at the museum, to the getaway route expertly planned to evade pursuing authorities, had been meticulously considered and accounted for. Sir Arthur left no room for error, his plan a testament to his strategic brilliance and unwavering confidence in his team's abilities. The air crackled with tension as the night of the heist descended upon London. The city, oblivious to the drama about to unfold within the hallowed halls of the British Museum, bustled with its usual energy. Inside the museum, however, a different kind of energy pulsed. A blend of anticipation, adrenaline, and the steely focus of professionals at the top of their game. Zhao Hun, his fingers dancing across the keyboard of his custom-built laptop, had infiltrated the museum's security system, his code seamlessly bypassing firewalls and creating a virtual blind spot around their target, the vault where the Jade Serpent was displayed. His wife, Xiao Wei-feng, disguised as a catering staff member, moved with practiced ease through the opulent halls, her eyes constantly scanning for any sign of suspicion. John Kasler, the safecracker, waited patiently in the shadows, his tools laid out before him with surgical precision. Years of experience had honed his skills to an art form, his touch on the intricate mechanisms of the vault door as delicate and precise as a surgeon's scalpel. The minutes ticked by with agonizing slowness, each second stretching into an eternity as the team moved with synchronized precision, their movements a silent ballet of skill and daring. Sir Arthur, the conductor of this high-stakes orchestra, maintained communication through their encrypted earpieces, his voice a calming presence amidst the mounting tension. While the Syndicate meticulously executed their plan, Laura Hunter and Tony Corsaro were hot on their trail. They had been following the Syndicate's every move, their office transformed into a command center, their walls plastered with maps, photographs, and cryptic clues. Tony, his fingers flying across the keyboard, had managed to tap into the Syndicate's communication network, their encrypted messages painting a fragmented picture of the unfolding heist. Laura, her mind sharp and analytical, worked tirelessly to decipher the clues, to anticipate the Syndicate's next move. They knew that the Syndicate's true target was not just the Jade Serpent, but something far more valuable, the secret it held. A secret that could shift the balance of power, a secret that some were willing to kill for. As Laura and Tony delved deeper into the case, they uncovered a web of deceit and betrayal that extended far beyond the Syndicate. They found themselves caught in a dangerous game of cat and mouse, their adversaries hidden in the shadows, their motives shrouded in mystery. Each step closer to the truth brought them face to face with their own mortality, a constant reminder of the high stakes involved. The Syndicate, they were learning, was just one piece on a much larger chessboard, their actions manipulated by unseen players with their agendas. The line between hunter and hunted blurred, the danger palpable as they raced against time to stop the Syndicate and expose the truth. The rain hammered against the windows of Laura Hunter's office, mirroring the relentless rhythm of her thoughts. A single lamp cast a pool of warm light over her desk, illuminating the files spread out before her, each page a piece in the intricate puzzle she was determined to solve. Her name was whispered in hushed tones in the corridors of Scotland Yard, a testament to her reputation as a private investigator who could unravel the most complex cases. She had built her career on uncovering the truth, no matter how deeply buried, her tenacity fueled by an unwavering sense of justice. Years of navigating the treacherous undercurrents of London's criminal underworld had honed her instincts, taught her to read between the lines, to see the patterns where others saw only chaos. Her partner, Tony Corsaro, a former thief who had traded a life of crime for a chance at redemption, brought his unique skill set to their partnership. His knowledge of the criminal mind, his ability to anticipate the moves of those who operated outside the law, proved invaluable to their investigations. When rumors of the Syndicate reached their doorstep, Laura knew that they were facing an adversary unlike any they had encountered before. This was not just a band of common thieves, but a sophisticated network of individuals whose reach extended far beyond the shadows, their influence woven into the very fabric of society. The air crackled with anticipation as Tony worked feverishly at his computer, his fingers a blur of motion as he navigated the labyrinthine world of cyberspace. The glow of the monitor illuminated his face, his brow furrowed in concentration as he attempted to penetrate the Syndicate's digital defenses. He had been tracking their online activities for weeks, painstakingly piecing together fragments of information, following digital trails that crisscrossed the globe. The Syndicate was meticulous, their every move shrouded in layers of encryption and anonymity. But Tony was relentless, his skills honed by years of operating on the fringes of the digital world. "They're good," he muttered, his voice barely a whisper, as he encountered yet another firewall, a digital fortress designed to deter even the most skilled hackers. But Tony was not easily deterred. He had a knack for finding vulnerabilities, for exploiting weaknesses in the most secure systems. Time was of the essence, each passing moment bringing the Syndicate closer to their goal. Laura, her own investigation leading her down a parallel path, had uncovered a network of informants, her contacts within the city's underbelly providing valuable intel on the Syndicate's movements. They knew that the Jade Serpent was more than just a priceless artifact. It was a key, a symbol, a gateway to something far more valuable. The Syndicate's true motives remained shrouded in mystery, but Laura and Tony were determined to expose them, to bring their reign of audacious heists to an end. The grand old halls of the British Museum stood silent, shrouded in the stillness of the pre-dawn hours. Outside, the city slept, unaware of the drama about to unfold within its hallowed walls. Inside, however, the air crackled with a different kind of energy, the electric tension of a meticulously planned heist about to be set in motion. The Syndicate moved like phantoms through the shadows, their steps muffled by the thick carpets, their movements practiced and precise. They had infiltrated the museum under the cover of darkness, exploiting a weakness in the security system that Zhao Wun had identified and expertly manipulated. John Kassler, his face illuminated by the thin beam of his penlight, surveyed the vault door, his fingers trailing lightly over its cold steel surface. It was a formidable barrier, a testament to a bygone era when security was measured in tons of reinforced metal and intricate locking mechanisms. But to Kassler, it was just another puzzle to be solved, a challenge to his years of experience and unwavering patience. Xia Weifeng, her movements fluid and silent, disabled the surveillance cameras guarding the vault entrance, her gloved hands moving with practiced ease. She had assumed the identity of a security guard, her uniform a perfect replica, her demeanor a study in calm authority. No one would question her presence. her every move calculated to blend seamlessly into the background. The air grew thick with anticipation as John Karsler knelt before the vault door, his tools laid out before him with surgical precision. He worked with a surgeon's touch, his fingers manipulating the intricate tumblers, listening intently for the telltale clicks that signaled his progress. Each movement was deliberate, a delicate dance between pressure and finesse, his years of experience guiding his every action. Sweat beaded on his brow, a testament to the mounting pressure, but his expression remained calm, his focus unwavering. The silence was broken only by the soft rasp of metal against metal, the sound amplified in the stillness of the vault room. Outside, the first faint hints of dawn painted the sky with hues of grey and lavender. But inside the vault room, it was as if time itself had stopped. The weight of the moment pressed down on them, the knowledge that one wrong move, one miscalculation, could spell disaster. Sir Arthur, his voice a calming presence in their earpieces, maintained communication, his words measured and reassuring. "We are close," he murmured, his tone betraying no hint of the tension that gripped him. "Maintain focus. Our success hinges on precision." Unbeknownst to the Syndicate, their every move was being shadowed. Laura Hunter and Tony Corsaro, their own investigation having led them to the British Museum, watched the unfolding drama from a nearby rooftop, their faces illuminated by the flickering light of their laptop screen. Tony had managed to tap into the museum's security system, the grainy images from the surveillance cameras painting a fragmented picture of the Syndicate's movements. "They're inside the vault room," he whispered, his voice tight with tension. "Kasler's working on the door." Laura's heart pounded in her chest as she watched the clock tick by, each second an eternity. She had alerted her contact at Scotland Yard, but she knew that time was running out. The Syndicate was too good, their planning too meticulous, their execution flawless. As the first rays of dawn broke over the London skyline, a wave of urgency swept through the city. Police sirens wailed in the distance, their piercing cries shattering the pre-dawn stillness. News helicopters clattered overhead, their cameras trained on the imposing facade of the British Museum, broadcasting the unfolding drama to a city still rubbing the sleep from its eyes. The Syndicate had become a phantom, their existence a rumour whispered in hushed tones, their exploits the stuff of legend. But today, their legend would be put to the ultimate test. The tension in Laura Hunter's office was palpable, a tangible presence that hung heavy in the air. Laura and Tony huddled around the computer screen, their faces illuminated by its pale glow, their eyes fixed on the cryptic symbols scrolling across the monitor. They had been monitoring the Syndicate's communications for weeks, their efforts hampered by the group's sophisticated encryption. Tony, his brow furrowed in concentration, had managed to install a bug in the Syndicate's secure communication channel, a feat of technical prowess that had tested even his considerable skills. The bug, a tiny marvel of miniaturized technology, transmitted their encrypted messages to a receiver hidden in Laura's office. "They're talking in code," Tony muttered, his fingers flying across the keyboard as he attempted to decipher the messages. "But I'm picking up fragments, keywords. They're close, Laura. I can feel it." Laura, her gaze fixed on the screen, felt a surge of adrenaline course through her veins. They had been working tirelessly, fueled by a potent cocktail of determination and caffeine, but the case had been frustratingly elusive. The Syndicate was always one step ahead, their movements a carefully choreographed ballet of deception. A sudden change on the screen, a single green dot pulsating rhythmically, drew Tony's attention. "That's new," he whispered, his voice edged with excitement. "They've never used this signal before." He adjusted the settings, enhancing the audio feed, and a faint buzzing sound filled the room. The buzzing sound intensified, resolving itself into a series of clicks and whistles, a coded message that sent a chill down Laura's spine. It was a confirmation signal, a pre-arranged communication indicating that the heist was complete, the Jade Serpent in the Syndicate's possession. "They've got it," Laura whispered, her voice barely audible above the pounding of her heart. A wave of relief washed over her, followed by a surge of apprehension. They had been so close, yet the Syndicate had slipped through their fingers once again. Tony, his expression a mixture of triumph and frustration, slammed his fist on the desk, the sound echoing through the silent office. "They're good," he growled, his voice laced with grudging admiration. "Damn good!" He had to hand it to the Syndicate. They were masters of their craft, their planning meticulous, their execution flawless. But Laura knew that the game was far from over. The theft of the Jade Serpent was just the beginning. She had delved deep into the artifact's history, uncovering whispers of a secret society, a hidden truth that had been protected for centuries. The Syndicate, she was certain, had not stolen the Jade Serpent for its monetary value. They were after something far more valuable, the secret it held. As dawn broke over London, casting long shadows across the city, Laura and Tony knew they were facing their greatest challenge yet. They had to find the Syndicate, but more importantly, they had to uncover the truth behind the Jade Serpent and the lengths to which some would go to protect it. Their investigation had taken a dangerous turn, leading them down a path fraught with peril and uncertainty. The air in the opulent suite at the Four Seasons Hotel was thick with a silence more profound than any uttered word could explain. Sir Arthur stared at the computer screen, his face drained of all colour, the glow casting an eerie skeletal pallor upon his features. The numbers, stark and unforgiving, mocked him from the digital display. 0. The account balance, the culmination of their audacious heist, the promised reward for their meticulous planning, was empty. A cold dread gripped him, spreading through his limbs like a paralytic. He had staked everything on this, his reputation, the loyalty of his team, his very freedom, and now it seemed the Jade Serpent, the key to their fortune, had led them to a dead end. John Cassler's voice, usually gruff and reassuring, held a tremor of uncertainty that mirrored the fear gnawing at the edges of Sir Arthur's composure. "What does this mean, Arthur?" The others, their faces etched with varying degrees of concern and burgeoning panic, turned to their leader, their expressions a silent chorus echoing Cassler's unspoken question. Sir Arthur forced himself to breathe, to regain the semblance of control that had always been his trademark. "There has to be a logical explanation," he said, his voice strained, barely a whisper. He scrolled through the account details, searching for any sign of a transaction, a transfer, anything that could explain the impossible. But the screen remained unchanged, a digital tombstone marking the death of their ambition. The courtroom was a study in contrasts, the grandeur of its high ceilings and polished mahogany benches at odds with the raw emotions that swirled within its hallowed walls. The members of the Syndicate, stripped of their bespoke suits and designer accessories, looked strangely diminished, their faces etched with a mixture of defiance and resignation. The evidence against them was overwhelming. A tapestry of surveillance footage, financial records and eyewitness accounts painstakingly woven together by Laura Hunter, and the relentless pursuit of justice embodied by Detective Inspector Martin of Scotland Yard. The story of their audacious heists, once whispered in hushed tones in the corridors of power, was now laid bare for all to see. Sir Arthur, his composure finely shattered, watched as the judge read out the sentences, each word a hammer blow to his carefully constructed facade. 20 years, 2 decades of his life to be spent within the confines of a prison cell, the price of his ambition, the bitter fruit of his pursuit of power. His team, their faces a mixture of anger, despair and regret, received similar sentences. Their dreams of unimaginable wealth, their carefully crafted plans, their belief in their own invincibility had all crumbled to dust. The Jade Serpent, the object of their desire, had proven to be their undoing, its allure a siren song that had lured them onto the rocks of justice. The courtroom, once abuzz with the murmur of spectators and the pronouncements of justice, stood eerily silent. The echo of the judge's gavel, marking the finality of the sentences, still hung in the air, a stark reminder of the consequences of a life lived on the edge of the law. Sir Arthur, his shoulders slumped with the weight of his downfall, was led away by two burly guards, his footsteps echoing hollowly against the marble floor. The once imposing figure, the mastermind who had orchestrated some of the most audacious heists in history, now walked with the defeated shuffle of a man stripped of his power, his carefully constructed world reduced to the confines of a prison cell. His team, their faces pale and drawn, followed in his wake, their expressions a reflection of the shattered dreams that littered their path. John Castler, the safecracker whose nimble fingers had once danced across the intricate mechanisms of the world's most secure vaults, now clenched his fists tightly, his knuckles white with a mixture of anger and resignation. Xiao Wei Feng, her eyes downcast, seemed to have aged a decade in the space of a few short weeks, the weight of their capture pressing down upon her with suffocating intensity. The illusion of invincibility that had cloaked the Syndicate, the belief that they were above the reach of the law, had been brutally torn away, leaving them exposed and vulnerable. The Jade Serpent, the object that had ignited the Syndicate's ambition and ultimately led to their downfall, was returned to its rightful place, a place of honour in the British Museum, its story now forever intertwined with a tale of audacious heists and the triumph of justice. The museum, once a stage for the Syndicate's daring theft, now served as a testament to the enduring power of art and history to captivate and inspire. Visitors, their gazes drawn to the serpent's mesmerizing beauty, whispered of the legend that surrounded it, a legend now forever etched in the annals of the museum's own storied past. Laura Hunter and Tony Corsaro, their names whispered with admiration and respect in certain circles, watched from a distance as the crowds admired the Jade Serpent, their faces a mixture of satisfaction and a hint of melancholy. They had proven that even the most cunning of criminals were not above the law, that justice, though often delayed, was rarely denied. Yet, as they walked away from the museum, their footsteps echoing against the pavement, a sense of unease lingered in the air. The Syndicate might have been dismantled, their reign of audacious heists brought to an end, but the shadows that had birthed them still remained, a constant reminder that the allure of wealth and power was a seductive mistress, one that whispered promises of greatness while concealing the bitter taste of betrayal and despair. The Jade Serpent, its emerald eyes seemingly gazing into their souls, served as a silent reminder, a testament to the enduring battle between darkness and light, a battle that would continue to be waged in the hearts of men and women long after they were gone.